You stop and reach down to dust off one of the thousands of books that have fallen from their shelves. The title reads The Legacy of Magma Beard: How to Remove Impurities from Iron Ore Extracted from the Grey Peak Mountains. Or something like that. Your dwarven isn't as sharp as it once was, and either way, it sounds like an absolutely riveting read. This must be the trade section or the dwarven section or the geology section. You're only a floor in, and you already seem to have left any sort of cataloging system that ever made sense. The next level down of this ruined book depository is clearly the religious section. Most of the books are hand-scribed and have titles boasting of the power of their specific deity or their avatar. The Great Mother and stories of her avatar Leng, the Wolfman of Unicorn Run, as transcribed by Yi, and Talona and her conquest of the High Moor, as witnessed by Stefano Rex. The final level of this library that time has languished should be what you seek. The knowledge of, or perhaps a portal to, the Feywilds where you can finally get on with your quest. When you step into the central vault where the knowledge is said to be had, you find yourselves face to face with a sharp-featured woman, her face on the body of a lion, with great and powerful wings stretched out to block your way past.
Well met, travelers. I am the keeper of the knowledge you seek. Tell me, where is the only place that today comes before yesterday?
Well, how do you answer? Hey there, creatures, and welcome to Encounter This, a podcast exploration of the creatures from Dungeons & Dragons and the lore that surrounds them.
Well, hello there, listeners and creatures alike. Welcome to another episode of, you guessed it, Encounter what? This. My name is, of course, Freeman Apollodorus Easton, and I hope I said that right.
You did, you're good.
And joining me today, as always, as usual, so predictably, would be none other than James Coffrey Kidd. And he will be taking us through a creature I'm told is going to be a lot to take on, known as the Sphinx, or Sphinxes, if you want to pluralize it. And if you want to follow along, which I know you do, please do on page 280 of the Monster Manual, the 5th edition Monster Manual. I am curious. I've run one of these, but I forget almost everything about them. So please enlighten me, re-enlighten me.
Well, we're going to start off with a quote from the Monster Manual. Normally we do like these little quote boxes on the top or the bottom of the page, but today we're going to start with something right out of the Divine Guardians paragraph.
Okay.
Sphinxes test the worth of those who seek treasures of the gods, whether forgotten secrets or mighty spells, artifacts, or magical gateways. Creatures that choose to face the Sphinx's test are bound to that test unto death, and only those worthy survive it. The rest, the Sphinx destroys. That's
okay. Now I know
that's pretty much it.
When we get through this,
we can call it an episode there.
That's it. That's what they do. We'll discuss how they do it in the next episode. No, I've run this once, but it was fleeting. But I vaguely remember expanding upon it, outside of the Sphinx's presence. I know that's very vague, so I'll probably chime in as we go. But this will go back. We haven't talked in a while about my mini Australian campaign, I feel like. So this is definitely related to that, from what I recall. So let's see what memory sparks as you elaborate.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure everybody out there listening remembers what a Sphinx looks like, but just as a quick refresher, it has the body of the lion, wings of a falcon, and a humanoid face. And in D&D parlance, there are two different varieties, the Andro and the Gynosphinx. And the Andro are these large, imposing, powerful beings. And the Gynosphinx are capable combatants, but more often than not are powerful spellcasters.
Are they separated essentially by gender as well? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So based on those, what are they? Are those Greek prefixes, andro and gyno?
They are, they are, yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure nearly everyone's seen or seen a picture of the one remaining Sphinx, I guess, in Egypt. Is that right? Is there only one? Is there several? Is there lots?
Nope.
No.
Well, we got
Am
a
I
whole
crazy?
section based on that.
Oh,
yeah. You're
okay.
thinking of the Great Sphinx of Giza,
Oh, okay.
but there are several. But we'll get there.
I come from a backwater town, everyone. That's my excuse.
Fair enough. So the Sphinx in D&D, they weigh about 360 kilos or 800 pounds, which is an above average grizzly bear, like a very large grizzly bear or a grand piano. And they're about and they're about 3 meters long or 10 feet, which is about as long as a ping pong table, a regulation ping pong table.
Okay.
The internet is very particular about their ping pong tables.
Amazing.
And these creatures appear in all 5 editions. So I don't have a 1E image here. Oh, here it is. No. Yeah, I don't have a 1E image here.
Okay.
So we're looking at the 2E, which looks like it looks kind of like a homeless guy on top of a lion with wings.
Is that Pliny the Elder on a lion's body with wings?
It very well might be, yeah. 3E just looks like a lion with wings.
Sure does.
4E, I would not be like, it looks like a griffin or a lamia. Like I would not be able to pick that out and be like, oh, that's a sphinx.
Yeah, it looks distinctly less like one.
Yeah, and then 5E, we have the andro and the gyno, and even both of those are more leonine than they are human. Like even the faces aren't particularly human, though they do have human features.
I mean, all that's pretty apt. Although the art for 5E is really nice.
Oh, it is beautiful art. It doesn't. I don't know, and I don't think it captures the humanity enough.
Yeah,
but they're beautiful creatures.
Yeah, which I almost appreciate. Like I feel like it's not unlike some of the images we had with the Manticore, where it's like, oh, it's like really human like, and it's kind of unsettling but also goofy looking at the same time.
Right. That's fair. I mean, I definitely think there's something they could have done, considering this actually exists in our world, and they don't look particularly goofy, but I guess I mean, I don't think they're particularly goofy, but I guess we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So it is said that there was once a vast kingdom of Sphinx given to them by gods to teach mortals the way of truth. No real idea or concept of what that sentence means. Like, I don't understand how you teach mortals the way of truth, but we're pulling this right from 3rd edition.
Okay.
And even though there was once a vast kingdom, they tend to be solitary creatures making their lairs in ruins or isolated caves, as all of these creatures seem to be wont to do.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Are Sphinxes not known for their collection of knowledge?
Some of them.
Okay, some of them. Okay. That's just me trying to justify the way of truth. It's like truth comes with knowledge, so it's like a really obscure way of saying bestowing accurate knowledge onto people.
No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe, but anybody who remembers their Indiana Jones, if they want truth, the philosophy classes at the end of the hall, they're in search of fact. So I would tend to disagree, but that's just me.
All right, then. Can't argue with that.
I fall into the same camp as Indy, whereas truth is a matter of perspective, whereas fact is indisputable.
Yeah, there you go. I'm in that camp. I'm in there.
Perfect. But these layers, they are usually filled with the bones of those who came before you and failed their tests, which is apparently most people. And creatures that choose to face the Sphinx are bound to that test until death, though the rewards are great, like we touched upon: spells, items, portals, ancient knowledge, etc. And in 5e, some of these Sphinx are created as avatars of their gods to maintain their vigil tirelessly, and they have no other purpose except to serve as its creator's guardian. So it makes sense in some ways, and it obviously contradicts itself in other ways. there being a society of these in previous editions, and now they're just created by these deities to serve as their seraphs, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you happen upon a Sphinx and you refuse to engage in its test, be it mental, which is Gyno, or physical, which is Andro, you will gain the ire of its deity, and the path to your MacGuffin will vanish forever, even if you defeat the Sphinx in combat. So if you happen upon a Sphinx and they're guarding something that you want, and you refuse to engage their trials, the path to that item just disappears forever, and you will have to fight a Sphinx.
So I was actually going to ask, do you get to choose whether or not to engage in, or do the trial, or when you show up, you're just locked in? So obviously you have the choice, but you have a low chance of surviving if you say yes, and you lose whatever you want if you say no. So it's not much of a choice.
It's not a great choice. Yeah. And then there's more about their breeding and their civilization, but I don't know. I didn't really find the D&D lore particularly enthralling,
Mhm.
so I spent a lot more time on the cultural lore, because that is the shit that gets my juices flowing.
Yeah.
But before we jump into that, we will finish off the D&D lore. There are different varieties of Sphinx in different editions. So in 3rd edition, there's the Canasphinx, which is a jackal.
Oh, okay.
In 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, there is the Cryosphinx, which I don't have an image of, but it is a ram. In 2nd edition, there is a Dracosphinx, which is a red dragon.
Oh, wow.
In 1st and 2nd edition, there is the Heracosphinx, which is a hawk. I also don't have an image of that. In 1st edition, there is the Luposphinx, which is a wolf.
Okay.
Which is just magical. I
Yep.
love that imagery. And the last one from 3rd edition is the Saurosphinx, which is reptilian. And I also don't have an image of that, but the descriptions of those vary pretty wildly, actually. Like whether it's actually proper Sauron, or whether it's a crocodile or a salamander or somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of crazy fan art out there if you Google the Saurosphinx,
Cool.
but they're all wildly different.
The Dracosphinx is something to behold.
Yeah, it's a proper chimera.
It looks really weird. Don't even know how to describe it. Make sure that goes in the Instagram. That's a weird
we'll
one.
do. Yeah. They also appear in a couple of different places in 5e. A lot of these things we don't touch on because they're either not Forgotten Realms, or because they're specifically Magic the Gathering, because I cannot be fucked to dive into that world. But the Sphinx of Judgment is a creature that appears in Ravnica.
Mhm.
And the Mythic Odyssey of Theros expands a bit in the Friends and Foes section on page 207. And then there are rules for an enhanced Sphinx in the Lost Laboratory of Qualish.
Oh, cool. All right.
So there's plenty more out there if the monster manual doesn't do it for you.
Mhm.
There are a couple of notable Sphinx from D&D. The first one is Furline, which is a Sphinx that lives inside the consciousness of the primordial Akazar, from a book called Living Forgotten Realms 2009. This whole article confused the absolute shit out of me. So if you guys know more about Furline and you can help me decipher that cryptic mess, I would greatly appreciate it, because I'd love to know more about a Sphinx that lives inside the consciousness of a primordial. Like, that is such a complicated sentence, and that's the best I was able to boil it down to.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And the other big one is the Gynosphinx of White Plume Mountain. And we have here her riddle. And I don't know if you remember this, Freeman, because you were hammered.
Oh,
but you actually solved this riddle.
Did I really? Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, see if I can do it again.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it to you again.
All right.
So spoilers for White Plume Mountain listeners.
Okay,
and
wait,
this
for
isn't-
context, we ran this as for a friend's bachelor party. We did a 12-hour session.
Yeah.
Straight, where James GM'd, and by the end of it, we were unbelievably drunk. And I barely remember most of this adventure. So, okay, please riddle me.
Okay, so again, spoilers for White Plume Mountain, and I don't think this is a terribly difficult riddle, so I think you'll be able to get it again. Round she is, yet flat as a board, altar of the lupine lords, jewel on black velvet, pearl in the sea, unchanged but ever changing, eternal.
That's the moon.
Mm.
No? Is it not the moon? Or the sun? Is it the
That's
sun?
no, it's not the. It is the moon, but
Okay.
that's not a full answer.
Oh.
So I wouldn't give you.
It's not the full answer. The full moon?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The clue there is in the first line.
Yeah, but-
round she is.
Sure, but the last one also says unchanged but ever changing eternally. So
I think that means its position in the sky, but I understand
yeah,
that
alright.
that you could interpret that as the phases of the moon.
The pedantics of James Sphinx.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll call it the Jamo Sphinx.
Jimmy Sphinx.
It's always drunk on Jameson.
All right. So again,
honestly, part of that riddle gave it away for me was the altar of the Lupin Lords.
Yeah, it really really gives it away like real quick.
Oh, something about lupine creatures that could be lords, must be a werewolf. It's the moon.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So that's not a particularly difficult riddle, and there are more difficult ones in Theros if you want to go that route, or you could use the actual riddle from the origin of the Sphinx, which we'll get into in a second here.
In case anyone's wondering, I absolutely do not remember that riddle or solving it. How far into the session would that have been?
Oh, it was pretty late.
Okay. Oh God, I guess I'm retroactively impressed with myself.
Oh wait, that might have been the first encounter. I don't remember.
Okay.
I was also very drunk, listeners.
Actually, it would kind of make sense because we entered the mountain first, so there was maybe the whole mountain was the trial, so we had to start with the introduction of the Sphinx.
I think
That's
it might have been
guessing.
I think it might have been the first encounter.
Okay.
Well, I think there was a
Feels
trap,
ego.
and then this. Yeah, I mean that was a while ago. That was I think 2 years ago at this point.
No, it's only been 1 year.
Oh God.
Because said bachelor party bachelor is currently, like, as we record this, out celebrating his first 1 year anniversary.
Gotcha.
So just over a year. Oh man,
feels like
time
ages
time
ago.
flies and slows down at the same time, doesn't it? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
But that's all we're going to cover for D&D lore. Again, there's more if you want to look into it. There's Ravnica stuff, there's Theros stuff, and then there's more stuff about their ecology and their mating habits and stuff like that. The stuff that never really catches me. There wasn't anything particularly interesting about each gender of the Sphinx other than the stuff we're going to touch on a little bit later when we get into the mechanics.
Mhm.
So we're just going to go right into cultural lore, which is by far my favorite part of this. So I have always had kind of a fascination with ancient Egyptian society and culture. Like ever since I was a kid, I learned how to write the hieroglyphic alphabet when I was like in grade 5.
Oh no kidding.
Yeah. So a friend of mine and we used to pass notes in hieroglyphs. And
That's hilarious.
yeah, the teacher he got so mad at us that the both of us almost got suspended, mostly because he couldn't read the notes.
Oh my God.
So like I got that kind of into it. Like I was going to become an Egyptologist for a long, long time. And then I realized most of what they did was research. And this was well before I realized that research is something I love. So
damn.
yeah,
missed opportunity.
right. So all of my childhood careers were research heavy, and I just never ended up going down that route because I was going to be a lawyer for a long time, and then I wanted to be a chemist, and then and an Egyptologist, and like all of those things are very book reading heavy. So
here's me. I had no plans, no plans at all. No careers in mind. The only thing I even considered was acting. Oh God.
So that is to say, this culture and this creature in particular has been at the forefront of my imagination for a long time. So getting to research this was a real treat for me. So the word Sphinx, pronounced Sphinx, comes from ancient Greek, and the plural is sphinxes or sphinges.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't like that at all.
So one of the two theories is that it comes from the root word meaning to squeeze or tighten up, possibly derived from the fact that lions kill their prey via strangulation. They bite the throat and then hold them down until they die.
Feels like a stretch, but okay.
Yeah. The other more modern suggestion by Susan Weiss Bauer is that it could be the bastardization of the Egyptian word shisapunk, meaning living image, referring to the statue, which was actually carved out of living rock. So instead of rock being brought in to make the Sphinx, a mountain was essentially chipped away, and that was what the Sphinx was carved out of, as opposed to being built. So
right.
that type of construction is called living rock.
So that's really cool. That's far more believable. Although I imagine it could be discounted if we could prove that Susan Weisbauer was in fact a punk rocker, and then she was biased to choose the word she's a punk.
Well, the last part of that word is ankh, meaning life.
Damn it.
She's a punk.
She's a punk.
Yeah, there's an H in there that my white boy tongue cannot get.
Oh God. Well, that's my dad joke for this session.
Perfect. Glad we got it out of the way early.
I promise
there's
nothing.
A lot more to go through. Okay. And usually they're depicted with the head of a human, specifically a woman, the body of a lion, and the wings of a falcon. So we see that in the D&D as well.
So is all evidence female that we have? That they're a female representation?
You're asking me real tough questions.
Well, I'm
no.
That's what I do, you know. I'm a journalist now.
Yeah. So the short answer is no.
Okay.
So in Egypt, generally, the Sphinx are androsphinx, usually present as male, generally. But there's a reason for that, and that's just due to sheer quantity. So most of the Sphinx are shown as male, but they're also substantially smaller than the ones you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were all viewed as benevolent, but with a magnificent strength, and thought of as a temple guardian. So we're just gonna go right into it and shoot off with the Great Sphinx of Giza. So this is the largest Sphinx known to man, and it is situated on the Giza Plateau, adjacent to the pyramids of Giza. The date of construction is unknown, but it bears the likeness of Pharaoh Khafre.
Oh, nickname.
So this is putting its theoretical date between 2600 and 2500 BC. Khafre was the pharaoh for 26 years in the 4th dynasty, we think. And he was the son of King Khufu, who was the commissioner of the Great Pyramids. So when you see, or when you go to Giza, there's one giant pyramid, and that is Khufu's pyramid, and then there's a second smaller pyramid known as the period of Khafre of Shepren, and that is the pyramid we're talking about. So here's a photo of the Sphinx and the pyramid of Khafre. So the Sphinx guards the entrance, theoretically, to the pyramid of Khafre. It wards off evil spirits of anyone who's going in that direction.
Okay, gotcha.
Here's an image of Khafre himself. This is much later and much better preserved, but you can definitely see a likeness there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and the base length is 215.5 meters or 706 feet, and each limestone block weighs approximately 2 tons each.
Whew. There's something fascinating about how back then, you know, it's so, for lack of a better word, primitive compared to what we have now. And what they've done is impressive. They've done these really impressive things, these massive structures and these incredible sculptures. But all I can think is like, oh, they had nothing better to do than say, make it big, find a way to make it big. It's like the person with the idea wasn't really the innovator, whoever executed it maybe was, but I don't know.
Fair. So there are lots of theories about the Sphinx itself and what it was originally used for, and thoughts that later on it was revitalized to become a burial for another pharaoh, and all these things, and all these things that aren't relevant to this episode, but are incredibly interesting if you want to go down that road. So, like I alluded to earlier, there are many other Sphinx in Egypt, or Sphinxes. Many pharaohs had their heads carved on these guardian statues, to show their relationship to the solar deity Sekhmet, who was a lioness.
Mm-hmm.
These included Hatshepsut, who is the second canonical female pharaoh from the 18th dynasty. So her Sphinx still is in existence and is on display at the gallery, or is on display at the Met in New York.
Okay.
There's a photo of it. So this one is much, much better preserved, and it is one of the few remaining ones that we know of for a fact are female.
Okay.
The interesting thing about this one is the proportions are very similar to the Great Sphinx of Giza. There was, and still is, a theory that the Great Sphinx of Giza was later carved to be Khafre's image and was originally in the image of Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
But all of this shit is hypothetical.
Okay. Now so what's with the chin thing? Do you know anything about the chin thing? Got that block on the chin. That's not an indication of male or female, obviously, then.
No, it's usually I think it's a royal dressing.
Okay. It must be part of the headdress or some such.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's once upon a time I knew, and I know a lot of the male ones are to reflect beards, but I think maybe the female ones are just to reflect power.
Okay.
Because they weren't, still, even if it was a woman pharaoh, they weren't particularly well respected. And the fact that Hatshepsut ruled for so long is kind of unheard of.
Right. Fair enough.
But there's another famous Sphinx from the 18th dynasty known as the Sphinx of Memphis, and this is on display at the Open Air Museum of Memphis. And this could be Hatshepsut, or it could be Amenhotep II or the third.
Mm-hmm.
This one was discovered in 1912 and is on display near the ruins of the original Memphis. And because it was so later discovered, it wasn't protected as well as some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very androgynous face, and Amenhotep II and the third were both very young when the 18th dynasty was going on. Okay.
With that name there, Amenhotep, I'm hoping that in your cultural references down below, you will have a reference to Bubba Hotep.
I do not. No.
Okay.
This is about the Sphinx, not about the mummy.
Well, I'll bring it up anyway later on.
Okay. I appreciate that. I love that movie. It's a great
so funny,
movie.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, as far as I remember, no Sphinx actually appears.
Okay, fair enough.
I could be wrong. It's been a long time. Okay, so another type of Sphinx found in ancient Egypt are the cryosphinx that we touched upon earlier in D&D with the ram head. There are 900 known of these believed to represent Ammon, and all 900 of these are in the city of Thebes, where the cult of Ammon was the strongest.
Holy jeez.
So I sent you an image there.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's also quite a few of them on display in Karnak, which, if I remember correctly, is the resting place of Ramses II, and was rebuilt by Hatshepsut. And the rams, the cryosphinx there, were supposed to be warding off evil spirits. And then through that and time, the Sphinx ended up becoming this emblem for Egypt, appearing on coins and stamps and other official documents. And here's an Egyptian coin with this Sphinx on it. It's got its nose and everything.
Look at that. Yeah, is there? Yeah, I meant to ask: is there a story behind the loss of the nose? I vaguely recall there being a specific story where we kind of maybe know, or maybe we don't know. There's some suspicion.
So the most prevalent story is that in the early 1800s, Napoleon and his soldiers accidentally knocked the nose off. But there are sketchings and maybe even photographs from after that of the Sphinx with the nose. That has since been disproven.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm reminded of the film Richie Rich.
Why?
With Macaulay Culkin. Do you remember that film?
No, I've never seen it.
Well, I think I'm reminded of it simply because there's like a whole bit where the family, they're so rich they literally have like a what's the big stone carvings of the presidents of the United States? Mount Rushmore. but they've got one of like dad and the mom and the son in their own backyard on this big cliffside.
Oh my God.
And at some point, like some laser shoots off the mom's nose and she freaks out. She's like, you made me look like Michael Jackson. So mostly unrelated, other than the nose has been knocked off.
It's a pretty good joke, though.
But here, there it is.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think I'm remembering it wrong. I think there are drawings of the Sphinx from before Napoleon entering Egypt with its nose gone.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But it's wild how far some of these images go back. If you Google it, you can find images pre-excavation of the Sphinx, and it's like buried up to its neck. Like you could just walk right up and punch it in the eye.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's about to get crazier because we are going to enter ancient Greece.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. We're so far off the D&D side of things right now.
Yeah.
Start tallying ideas based on this, guys.
Yeah. So in the Bronze Age, the Hellenes were already trading with Egypt. This gave them access to their culture, and we think this is how the Sphinx got anglicized. Historians and geographers from this time wrote extensively about Egyptian culture.
Okay.
And the Sphinx in that time was mythicized as treacherous and merciless, that would kill anything that could not answer her riddle, and usually flanked entrance to temples. So Temple Guardian is very much the common thread through all this stuff. Herodotus, old friend of the show, is credited with naming Ram Sphinx, Cryosphinx, and the hawk-headed ones, Heracrosphinx.
Okay.
Apollodorus.
We haven't emailed him in a while.
Yeah. No. Apollodorus, special guest star from a couple episodes ago, described it as having the face of a woman, wings of a bird. It was apt that you mentioned Pliny the Elder earlier because he mentions Ethiopia being the birthplace and origin of the Sphinx with brown hair and breasts.
Okay.
This was actually confirmed by archaeologists. There, in the pre-Aksumite period, in the Journal of Ethiopian Studies, number 23 from 1990, is the oldest known images of the Sphinx come from Ethiopia in that time frame.
Holy.
Yeah.
Here I was about to say, Pliny just cannot be relied upon, but apparently.
Yeah. He got this one right. Sadius described her as a winged monster with pallid cheeks and, quote, eyes tainted with corruption, plumes clotted with gore, and talons on livid hands.
Eyes tainted with corruption. Green eyes. Plumes clotted with gore. Redhead. You are nasty people. You were cheap people, right? Oh, come on.
And Hesiod thought that she was the daughter of Orthus, who was a two-headed dog who guarded Charon's cattle and was killed by Heracles, with its mother being the Chimera.
Okay.
It's also thought that the Sphinx could be the daughter of Echidna or Typhon as well. Sure. And until the 3rd century AD, the Sphinx was the national emblem of Chios, a Greek island in the Aegean.
All right.
So there is one very famous tale of the Sphinx in Greek mythology, and it is the tale of Oedipus. One of the tales of Oedipus. It is thought that the Sphinx was sent from Hera or Ares to guard the entrance of the city of Thebes, where it presented a riddle to all travelers. You ready for the riddle?
Oh boy, here we go.
All right. Which creature has one voice and yet becomes 4-footed and 2-footed and 3-footed?
Oh, this is a classic one.
It is a classic.
It's super classic. It's a human or a person, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
You start crawling on all fours. You eventually learn to walk on 2, and then you grow old and you need a cane, so you're walking on 3.
Yeah. Not only is it classic, it is classical in the fact that it comes from the classical Greek age.
All right, then.
And anyone who could not answer that, the Sphinx then devoured. This was, of course, solved by Oedipus by answering the same answer, man.
Mm-hmm.
And by some accounts, there was a second riddle.
Oh, here we go.
There are 2 sisters. One gives birth to the other. and she, in turn, gives birth to the first, who are the two sisters.
Oh, damn. I don't.
This would probably be easier if you spoke ancient Greek.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
There are two sisters. One gives birth to the other, and then in turn, the other one gives birth back. In Canadian parlance.
Yep.
I mean, it's just obviously it's something cyclical, isn't it? It's just something that like
It is, yeah.
yeah, it continues. A merry-go-round, obviously not. Like day and night or something like that. Is it day and night?
It is day and night.
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because both words are feminine in ancient Greek. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. So that's what would give it away a bit more. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I didn't think that would be the answer.
Well, it's right below the riddle. So.
As soon as you started saying the riddle, I was looking away because I didn't want to spoil it just in case.
Gotcha. Yeah, I appreciate that. Well done, man. Well done. I don't know if I could have gotten that one.
I'm on fire today, I guess.
Yeah. And once bested by Oedipus, the Sphinx then threw herself from a high rock and died. So obviously he kills her in some versions of the story, and maybe she ate herself. Who the fuck knows?
Maybe.
But in both cases, Oedipus is known as what's known as a liminal character, representing the transition of religious practices, and this is the story that's credited with giving rise to the new Olympian gods. And that was Greek. You ready for the rest of Europe?
Well, I guess it did spread a little bit, didn't it? What do you got?
Yeah. So actually, before we leave Greek, here is a statue of a Greek Sphinx from Delphi.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool. I love that one. So in the late 15th century, the Mannerists revived the Sphinx, which is, I guess, just a fancy art code for people in the late Renaissance period.
The Mannerists. Okay.
Right? So this new depiction was with a coiffed head and the breasts of a young woman. So getting kind of back to those Ethiopian origins. Her body is that of a recumbent lioness and usually wears eardrops or pearls. And it was revived as a grotesque decoration after the discovery of Domus Aurea, also known as the Golden House, which was an underground mountainside complex built by Emperor Nero, where there were several Sphinx found.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So it appears in a lot of French art from the Baroque style and the French Regence before spreading out to the rest of Europe in the late 1700s. So here is an image from 1896 by Franny Noff, Oedipus and the Sphinx. In some versions, they become lovers.
I've seen this before, yeah.
Okay.
It is creepy.
Yeah. And here is a Sphinx from La Granja, Spain, also mid-18th century.
Oh, that's neat. That's cool.
Yeah.
It is unnerving. It is the epitome of that unnerving and goofiness at the same time that I was talking about earlier.
I actually love that statue.
But it is really cool. Yeah. It's it's creepy.
Yeah. And most European Sphinxes don't have wings, as they're referencing the Greek Sphinx, not the Egyptian Sphinx.
Listeners, I don't know what my next creature is going to be quite yet, but just expect the Instagram to be filled with these pictures instead of whatever the next creature is, because there's so many. They're really cool.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to leave Europe because we got things to do and move into Asia.
Oh, fuck right off.
Yeah. So these things.
Oh, my God.
So in contrast to European and Egyptian Sphinx, the Asian Sphinx were never culturally lost.
Mm-hmm.
And the earliest depictions have Hellenistic art influences and can be found as early as the 1st century BC. So we know that the Sphinx came out of Europe to Greek, and then the Greeks kind of just spread it all over the fucking world.
Mm.
There are a lot of words here that I thought I was going to attempt to pronounce, but I just don't have it in me.
There is a very particular paragraph in the notes here, listeners, that is extremely daunting. With the
Yeah,
many-
so they appear
words.
in Sanskrit as the man beast, Tamal, Sri Lankan culture, Pali, Myanmar. They're all and Thailand. They're all different versions of the same.
It's like man beast, man cat,
Yeah.
man lion deity, man lion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a temple in Chidambaram, India, Bharut, and this is the Sphinx at the Shiri Shiva temple. This is also really cool looking.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
Yeah, just gorgeous.
It's got a very distinct, like Sanskrit, like sort of regional Indian kind of style to it, doesn't it? And like Thailand.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Like it's ancient, clearly. And here is a well-preserved Sphinx from the palace of Darius, Darius the Great, and this is from his palace at Susa from 480 BCE in the Persian Empire. So this is Darius the Great as a Sphinx.
Neat.
So we've got everybody covered here.
Holy crap. You're going to have your work cut out for you putting these on Instagram in order, just so you know.
No, not going to happen.
Listeners
Going to throw them up in whatever
which
order
one
I
was
want.
which? What are you talking about?
Read the description. So like we've talked about in other cultures, these were also usually found at the gates of temples or other sacred places. And in Asian culture, they were said to take away the sins of devotees as well as ward off evil. And this is probably the origin for temple dogs. And in Indian culture, it's possibly an avatar of Vishnu. There's a lot more to that Sphinx Vishnu story that if you're interested, you should go read. But due to the sake of time, I could not include it here.
Oh my god, this is like going to one of my early episodes where I just couldn't help myself.
I couldn't. I love this shit. But we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the Americas. So the Sphinx, being a symbol for knowledge, was obviously adopted by Masonic architecture and used as temple guardians, warning those that the temple contains knowledge. Here's a Masonic Sphinx from Washington, D.C., I believe.
The epitome.
There's also one at the
cultural
entrance of the
affirmation.
Luxor in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
damn.
That's it. We're done. We're done. We're done. Sphinx.
Ooh.
Yeah. There are some pop culture ones that I can touch on, but none of these are good or interesting, so I'm just going to blast through them real quick. In the TV show Mummies Alive, a newly built Sphinx is the new home of the mummies and their base of operations.
Didn't we just talk about them?
Probably. I'm rewatching the cartoon, so there's that. In DC Comics, there is a character called Robbie Reed who could use an item called the H dial to turn into a multitude of heroes, including one called Sphinx Man.
Oh, God.
I am 100% sure this is the inspiration for Ben 10. In Marvel Comics, there is a character called the Sphinx who is the chief wizard in the court of Ramses II and one of the original mutants. Moses beat him in a magic off and he went all evil after that.
Moses beat him. Oh, my God.
No joke.
Oh, man.
And then in pop culture phenomenon Mystery Men, Wes Studi played a character called Sphinx, who is a Mexican wrestler turned crime fighter and has the telekinetic ability to cut guns in half.
I gotta rewatch that movie. It's been way too long. I don't remember any of it. That's so funny.
My favorite Sphinx is Vinnie Jones played a silent character in the Gone in 60 Seconds remake with Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie called Sphinx.
Okay, sure.
There's a little gif. There's one famous scene where he's in a mortuary eating a sandwich. He just puts it on a body to answer the phone. And last and completely unrelated is the Sphinx cat, or the Canadian Sphinx cat, and this is spelt with a Y. And this is a form of cat bred to be hairless from Toronto in the 1960s.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What a cutie. What a weird little skin wrinkled, non-haired cutie.
Mhm. And I think I think that's all my images. I think we're done here.
Oh my
Jesus
lord.
Christ.
uh, and let's not forget, Sphinx related, everyone go watch Bubba Hotep.
Yes.
Which is a
Yes, do
film
that.
with Bruce Campbell, who plays uh, Elvis Presley. He claims to be Elvis Presley.
Well, he's an Elvis impersonator.
He claims to be Elvis Presley, having swapped with an impersonator and retiring from the life of showbiz secretly. And for some, I don't know who wrote this film, and he's in a retirement home, can barely function, and him and his best friend in the retire home basically have to fight off a living mummy that shows up in a small town. It's ridiculous, and it's so good. It's so good. Actually, the soundtrack's amazing too. It's really good.
It is really good. This was written by Joe R. Lonsdale, who's a comic book writer and is probably the most famous for Bubba Hotep. But I have good news for you, Freeman.
Okay.
He is credited as character creation for a movie coming up in production called Bubba Nosferatu, Curse of the She-Vampires, which is a prequel to Bubba Hotep finding Elvis shooting film in Louisiana.
Oh my God. Oh, that's the best.
Literally no one is attached to it yet.
Is Bruce Campbell? Bruce Campbell's got to be in it.
I mean, it's a prequel. He doesn't.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so funny though.
Yeah.
What even is this episode? What has happened?
Just messed up. Yeah.
All right then.
Okay. I mean, we could talk about the similarities and the differences, but they're pretty similar.
I mean, the Greek version's similar. That's
well, it's clearly based off the Greek version.
Nothing else is there.
No, that's true. But it's got wings. It's got a lion. It tells riddles. It defends temples. It usually guards something magical or fantastical. Like I don't know. I think they're a pretty good representation of all the cultures, albeit Greece being where they draw the majority of their influences from.
Yep. It's a thing.
And that, dear listeners, brings us to probably the most refreshing part of the show, when I shut the fuck up and have a quick drink.
Yes. Nothing like a classic black male stout to bring us into. There's no segue here. There's none.
No.
Not even a bad one. It's non-existent. Having a brew.
Well, I mean, you're gonna need it, because listeners, we're only halfway through my notes.
Oh God. This could be a long one. You did.
We have 2 creatures to cover. And spoilers, lair actions.
Oh, no, really?
Yep.
Okay, this is where my memory might get refreshed. Okay. Here we go.
Listeners, if we decide to release this as a 2-parter, forgive us. We're getting long on the tape already. So.
It was suggested.
Yeah, and I always say no. All right. First up is the Gynosphinx. Gyno from Greek gyne, meaning woman, holds itself with the regalness of a queen, and its eyes see beyond time and magic. Those who look deep into her eyes might find themselves in a different place or time awaiting some trial. They are a metaphorical library of information and will ask puzzles and riddles to test knowledge and wit of those seeking said information. Freeman, let's see, how do you think this bitch is?
Well, as usual, my gut is probably lower than it should be, given it's supposed to be able to test you or devour you. I'm going to go with something abysmal like 5 or 6.
11.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not disappointed yet.
I don't know if you will be. These guys there's something.
Okay. All right.
They have 17 AC natural, 136 HP or 16d10 plus 48. They are large neutral with a 40-foot land speed and a 60-foot fly speed.
Mm-hmm.
They have DR to all types of physical attacks non-magical. They are immune to psychic damage, and they are immune to being charmed and frightened.
Okay.
They also have True Sight for 120 feet.
What's their creature type?
They are monstrosities.
Oh, okay. All right. Monstrosity I almost get, but I almost would have guessed they would have been celestials.
I would have thought celestials too.
Mm.
I think that would make more sense. And I think in 4th edition, they were celestials.
Okay.
They speak common and sphinx. And in previous editions, they spoke celestial, infernal, and whatever based on their alignment.
Okay.
Their stats look pretty good. They're mostly 18s across board. So nothing to bitch about there.
Mm-hmm.
They got a couple of abilities. The first is inscrutable. They are immune to any effect that would read emotions or thoughts, as well as any divination that it chooses to refuse. So it could just be like, nope, fuck you, and you're scrying.
Okay. All right.
Their next ability is magic weapons, which means their attacks are magical for the purpose of bypassing DR. And they are, of course, spellcasters with a DC of 16 or a +8 to hit. So,
okay. Yep.
At will, they can do Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Prestidigitation, all pretty thematically appropriate. First level with 4 slots, they have Detect, Magic, Identify, and Shield. Second level, they have 3 slots, Darkness, Locate Object, Suggestion. Third level, also 3 slots, Dispel Magic, Tongues, Remove Curse. Fourth level, another 3 slots, Banishment, Greater Invisibility. And 5th level, with 1 slot, they have Legend Lore. Now, this is a spell I had never heard of before, but it's fucking awesome.
I've heard of it, yeah. It's
okay.
Extremely specific, though. It's like,
yes,
from what I recall, it's very difficult to employ it without being giving a really obvious avenue. If that makes sense.
It does, yeah. So I'll let the listeners look that up on their own, but essentially this 5th level spell slot, this Legend Lore, is your reward for overcoming the Sphinxes challenge, or mechanically it would be a reward.
It is extremely valuable information about something very specific. Like that specific depends on the story you're playing through. Again, if I recall correctly. But
yes,
it's like nearly invaluable. But it's got to be about that specific thing, and you kind of already have to know about it and need to know more about it.
Yeah, the last line of the spell is the more information you already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you have.
Yeah. It's like this really incredible, like, recalling knowledge kind of thing that's like kind of similar to scrying. Definitely like a divination kind of style thing, right?
It is divination, yeah. And right in the spell description is an example of it being used.
Oh yeah, read that.
So if you have a mysterious magical axe on hand, the spell might yield the following information. Woe to the evildoer whose hand touches the axe, for even the haft slices the hand of the evil ones. Only a true child of stone, a lover and beloved of Mordrin, may awaken the true powers of its axe, and only with the sacred word, Rudnog, on the lips.
Oh. So you have like this magical weapon that is not cursed per se, but would be dangerous to use.
It's an artifact.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. So real cool ability there.
Yeah.
They also have they also have 1 attack and multi-attacks. So they can do 2 claw attacks. They are +8 to hit, 5-foot reach, 2d8 +4 slashing. So pretty middling for a creature that's going to destroy you.
Yep.
However, they do have legendary actions.
Oh, yep. Okay.
The first one is a claw attack.
Sure.
They just make an attack with their claws. The second is teleport, which costs 2 actions. They can teleport up to 120 feet to an unoccupied space that it can see.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is cast a spell, which uses 3 actions, and it uses a spell slot as normal. So at the end of anybody else's turn, it can just nope, spell, nope, spell.
Yeah. Well, wait, what do you mean nope spell? Like teleport spell? It can't teleport spell. It can
No, but it could just spell. Yeah.
Or it can claw teleport.
No, spell is 3.
Yeah.
It only has 3 points to spend. So
right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, doesn't feel like a CR11, especially look at that spell list. It's all contextual or defensive. There's nothing hostile there except for banishment, maybe.
Yeah, we'll get into why that's a CR11 when we hit the lair actions. I'm sure.
Sure.
Spoilers, these lair actions are fucking bananas.
Okay.
Sweet. Like, they're actually like theoretically they're game breaking.
No kidding. All right.
Yeah.
I'm into
but
it.
Before that, we'll get into the Andro Sphinx. So Andro, Greek meaning man. They are outwardly gruff and downcast and often open dialogue with an insult.
Hey, you with the eyebrows. Come forth.
Though deep below that, they have a noble heart. They do not wish to lie or deceive, but they do refuse to give out information easily. And where the Gynosphinx tests knowledge and wit, the Androsphinx tests courage and valor because testosterone.
Yeah. Chivalry's not dead.
Nope. So these motherfuckers are a CR 17. 17.
What? Holy.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
That took like a half a second to sink in. What?
Yeah.
Why are they more? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
With 17 natural armor, 199 HP or 19d10 plus 95. They're also large neutral with 40-foot land, 60-foot fly. They have no DR, but they are immune to psychic and bludgeon, piercing, slashing from non-magical. So instead of them being resistant, they're just straight up immune to that shit.
Yeah. Okay.
They are immune to being charmed or frightened, same as the last one, and they also have true sight 120 feet. Big difference here, they have a charisma of 23 and a strength of 22. So much higher.
Con's at 22.
Yeah, the con is also 20.
But they actually take a big dex drop in comparison. We didn't really show it, but 15 for the Gynosphinx, but only a 10.
Yep.
Here.
Yeah, because it is strong and powerful.
Brute
it doesn't
force.
need to be fast.
Yeah.
They also speak Common and Sphinx. And they have the same ability, so they're also inscrutable, and they also have magic weapons, but their spellcasting is pretty different here.
Okay.
So their DC is 18 or plus 10 to their spell attacks. At will, it is Sacred Flame, Spare the Drying, and Thaumaturgy.
That would be Spare the Dying, but you've spelt it with an extra R for some reason.
Yep. And then their first level spells, they have 4 slots per day. Command, Detect Good and Evil, Detect Magic. Second level, 3 slots per day. Lesser Restoration, Zone of Truth. Third, 3 slots per day. Dispel Magic, Tongues. Fourth, 3 per day. Banishment, Freedom of Movement. Fifth, 2 slots per day. Flame Strike and Greater Restoration. And 11th is 1 slot per day. Their reward is a spell known as Hero's Feast. Are you familiar with this one?
I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar.
Okay. Creatures cured of all diseases and poisons. They become immune to poison and being frightened, and they make all wisdom saves with advantage, and its hit point maximum increases by 2d10, and it gains the same number of hit points for 24 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah, this is a 6th level buff spell.
You know, I was just talking to a friend of ours, Michael, about he's just been coming up with all kinds of insane homebrew rules. He's barely even playing D&D anymore. And you were talking about getting the new crew at the new job together to play, and I was like, he doesn't like playing past level 6. And I was like, you're insane. Like level 1, 2, 3 are boring. He's like, oh no. And I was like, what about like a caster? It's even more boring. You're not going to get any high level spells. He's like, oh no, I make all the spell levels equal to the character level. I was like, what? Are you nuts? At level 6,
God.
you could have this spell? That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow, that's that's pretty fast and loose.
It's extremely fast and loose.
Yeah. Wow. The Andrew Sphinx also has multi-attack.
Yeah.
Same thing, 2 claws. Theirs are plus 12 to hit and 2d10 plus 6 slashing. They also have another attack called a roar, which they can do 3 times per day. So each time it roars, after finishing a long rest, the roar is louder and different, and every creature in 500 feet that can hear the Sphinx must make the save.
Mm-hmm.
So its first roar is a DC 18 wisdom save, and on a fail, the creature is frightened for 1 minute. Can repeat the save on the end of turn, ending on a success. Second roar is also 18 wisdom, and the creature is deafened and frightened for 1 minute. And in this case, frightened actually means paralyzed. So it is deafened and paralyzed for 1 minute, and can repeat the save on the end of its turn, ending in a success.
So you're telling me they worded it extremely poorly? Is that what you're telling me?
A frightened creature is paralyzed and can repeat the saving throw. So it's not the frightened condition. It's
okay.
I don't know. We've run up against this before.
Mm-hmm.
The third one, however, is a DC 18 Constitution save. 8d10 thunder damage and knocked prone.
Oof.
Half on a success and isn't knocked prone.
I still don't feel like that's very much given your 17th level at that point. But sure.
Yeah, that's fair. Some of those spells are pretty aggressive.
You don't have to encounter this creature at level 17. I would assume you encounter it while you're much lower, because they are not. I'm already getting the vibe of the Kieran. This is not a combative creature. It will mess you up and put you in your place. That's its point. Yeah, that's its purpose.
Yes, exactly. And its point isn't the point isn't to fight a Sphinx. It's to face its trials and then win.
And gain the reward.
The only reason you would run a Sphinx as a combatant is if your players were like, no, fuck that trial. We're just gonna take the Sphinx on, and then they would lose everything anyway. So this is kind of this is their punishment as a result of also losing that knowledge or their way or what have you.
Otherwise known as all of your players are murder hobos.
Yes, that. Here's this benevolent celestial being willing to impart you knowledge, and all you got to do is push a boulder up a hill, Sisyphus. Chill. It also has the same 3 legendary actions: claw attack, teleport for 2, and cast a spell for 3. So not bad.
It at least has some offensive ones. So City of Flame is pretty shitty cantrip, but
Flame Strike is not, though.
Flame Strike is not. That's the one that stands out. Yeah, that's an AoE beast, isn't it?
Yeah, that is 4d6 fire and 4d6 radiant.
Yeah, big old hit.
Yeah, each creature in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. Okay, you ready for lair actions?
I am.
These blew my fucking mind.
Okay. Bring them on. I do love a good lair creature. I did not expect these creatures to be lair creatures. What the hell?
On initiative of 20, the Sphinx can take a lair action, but can't use again until it finishes a long rest.
Okay.
So it can use all 4 of these effects, but it can only use them once per rest.
Gotcha. Okay.
The first one, the flow of time is altered. Everyone rerolls their initiative, and the Sphinx can choose not to reroll theirs. Pretty chill, right?
All right. Yep.
Second one, DC 15 Constitution save or become 1d20 years younger or older, fixed only via greater restoration.
Which they have at their disposal. Oh, God. Okay.
Number 3, everything moves 10 years forward or backward. The only fix is a wish spell.
What? What?
Told you, game breaking.
That's what? That's insane.
Yep,
Everything?
everything.
Wow. Like you have to lock this creature to having a particular purpose. Otherwise, if they have like a purpose of their own, they can just do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
They can
So
manipulate time like that? That's like once per long rest?
so it's only the flow of time in their lair. So it's every creature.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense. Still though.
Yeah, and the Sphinx is just immune to that shit.
Damn.
Yep. And number 4 is it shifts to another plane of existence with up to 7 creatures of its choice. The Sphinx can return as a bonus action, choosing to take those 7 creatures with it. Or not.
What the hell? Oh man, it is amazing how much I don't remember about this creature. Genuinely amazing. What? That's crazy.
Yep. That's fucking bananas.
It's bananas. And either Sphinx can use these, eh?
Yep, these are just regular lair actions.
That is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah. I think the one I love the most is number 2, because most players in my experience don't want to create what they considered a middle-aged character. And that's even the case, like especially new players who they don't really grasp the whole like long life of a dwarf or an elf, and they still think like probably 20-25 is the best spot to be in. Or they go overboard and they go, "Oh, I want to play an old vet," you know. And if you can just like move them back 20 years, you know, they're like, "Oh, I'm playing a 20-year-old, you know, fighter who's just trying to make a name for himself." You're like, "Oh, suddenly you're an infant."
Right. Or you could just decide that you're going to make them all 20 years older, and then they're going to a different plane of existence.
Yeah.
Like this isn't one at a time.
I'm gonna leave you there.
This is this is every turn on initiative count of 20.
Oh my god.
Like,
that's so funny.
Okay, you become 10 years older, and then you become 20 years older. And then I'm going to push time forward 10 years, so you become 30 years older. And then I'm going to drop you in the plane of fire and fuck off.
You know what would be really cool is if you somehow provide an opportunity for the players to know that Sphinx can do this, and they try to use it to their advantage in order to get to the enemy they want to. So they're like hoping the Sphinx will take them to a different plane of existence so they can hunt down the fucking Nagpa from Nogist. The ultimate enemy. Something like that. It would be a weird, tough one.
That'd be cool.
You'd have to homebrew it a bit, but yeah, it would be awesome.
You know, I don't think you would. Like, if you went to the Gyno Sphinx to try and get more information on one of the, what are there, 8 Nagpa?
I think it was 13 actually.
13, yeah. So you know, whichever one you've chosen as your campaign villain, you go to you present the players with this Gyno Sphinx that is this hyperbolical wealth of information, and it goes to test your wit, and you know, you get legend lore, like you win legend lore from it, and then on top of that, it's like, yeah, you know what? I will teleport you to the ancestral plane of shadow.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking more of like you have to like force the Sphinx to only be able to shift to a certain plane of existence, and then you have to like feed the information to the player, or they have to engage in hostilities in order to get shifted there, and then try to run away and survive once there.
Right.
You know, like you're really like you have this prescient understanding of what the Sphinx can do, but it's to your advantage is what you need to happen, and so you're actually like forcing this non-combative creature into a combative situation for a non-combative reason. Back and forth. Layers
right.
upon layers. Yeah.
Yeah, that would get very complicated, and I hope you listeners out there can figure that out, because that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Trick the Sphinx into taking you to, I don't know, the plane of salt, the
Right.
elemental plane of salt.
Exactly. Where the saltiest Nagpa hangs out.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay. Did that refresh your memory at all about your homebrew campaign?
Ever so
'Cause
slightly.
unfortunately,
So,
I haven't ever run a Sphinx.
yeah, no. So from what I recall, what I did use the trial thing, but it was a really weird one. So it was this mini campaign I did. It was probably about 7 sessions long. I'm pretty sure it was, and it was a lot of time bending that happened throughout, or like learning of time bending as you went. And I recall they had to reach a certain place, like, and it was like a rectory of knowledge. It was a massive hidden magical library, and it was guarded by a sphinx. But more importantly, and maybe we'll get to this later on, this would be a suite, but we I used a Yugoloth in this scenario.
Okay.
Specifically, I recall it was an Arcanoloth, which is a reasonably powerful Yugoloth. These are fiends,
Yep.
and the Arcanoloth is also known for extraordinary contract making and preserving of knowledge, and like organizing of knowledge, and like constant sort of trading of information and that sort of thing. They're like these fox like sort of fiends that are extremely intelligent. And what I recall is they basically had to pass the Sphinx his trial, but like when the Sphinx sort of approved, the players walked through the library, and the Arcanoloth was like in the library taking care of it. They were bound in some way for some reason to take care of the library, but they hated their job. They didn't want to be there. They were like, but they were contracted, and they tried to cause a bunch of shit. And then eventually the players got through to the other side and then embraced their trial. And the trials that I do remember were specifically built off of the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie, the Jim Henson film.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
like crossing the bog of eternal stench and stuff like that. But that's all I got.
That
Really,
sounds perfect. Okay.
it was definitely more Arcanoloth centric than the Sphinx, but I remember the Sphinx being there.
Right on.
Mm.
Yeah, I've actually never taken the time to run a Sphinx.
Which surprises me. You like a good puzzle.
I do. I do. I even had an app for a while there called a riddle a day, and it was each day it would present you with a new riddle. Yeah,
That's cool.
I got real good at them. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's a free app. It might even still be available. But my problem is most of the groups I've run don't to me at first glance appear to be. So when I run riddles, I want to run the riddle. Like, this is it. This is what you're doing. Good luck. And, hands off. I let you guys go.
Mhm.
And a lot of the time, the games that we play involve a lot of alcohol. And those those kind of riddles, they're not fun for very long.
Right.
So I always worry about running stuff like that, because I never want to run something and like hold your hand through it, because it just feels like a waste of all of our time. So I'd rather, run a riddle, like an actual riddle. Like, here's the riddle. I'm going to leave the room. Good luck. I'm going to go have a smoke or run to the washroom or fix another cocktail. Like, this is all you guys. I'm not helping you out at all. And that's not fun or interesting. And I haven't found a way to make it as interesting as I would like.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ideas I've toyed around with is like having the answer to the riddle in the depictions around the room. So if you succeeded a series of skill checks, you can, solve the riddle, or like I have more than one occasion presented you guys with an interactive puzzle. There's a pretty famous coin puzzle where you can only make, I think, 3 moves to change the shape of this set of coins. And I presented you guys with stuff like that before, where it's like, okay, here's the team building exercise. Essentially, like, here's a puzzle, figure out the puzzle, and the puzzle opens the door or whatever. So I'm more likely to do something like that than I am to just sit you down and be like, okay, Here's a riddle.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Kind of like when we played that the pirate themed one shot, it's like it was more physical and had all these options. You had you had the words to follow, but then you also had like actions to do and
Yeah.
different trial and error to accomplish. It was much more engaging.
Yeah. And so like having a riddle or giving you guys a riddle would be, I think, the only way I'd be able to do it is if that was the last thing that happened at the session. It's like, okay, here's the riddle. I'm going to throw it in the Discord channel and we're going to walk away for a couple of weeks. And then the next time we sit down, we'll pick it up with you guys solving the riddle. And then that way you guys have a couple of weeks to think about it on your own, to decide whether or not you're going to cheat and Google it, like that kind of stuff. That way we're not all stuck at the table waiting for you guys to fucking force a riddle answer.
Right.
And then, because riddles normally have very specific answers and you want to be flexible as a game master, and you can't be flexible like that. Whereas with a physical interactive puzzle, like something pulled out of a video game like Tomb Raider or Uncharted, that I can throw on a piece of paper and just be like, or the battle mat, be like, okay, here's your puzzle, win. Like,
yeah.
One of the things I want to get into, and when we get back to our homebrew campaign, is more side stuff. So like, your character's gone over here and you're doing this thing, and we, they're in a different demi plane and we play a game of chess to get you out. If you win, you get back. And if you don't, like that kind of stuff is doing a little bit more one-on-one work with the players and the characters than I have been doing. And I think that's an area where my game could use like an up and up, just because our downtime between sessions is so long. But yeah, if I ever figure out how to run a riddle and not just have a couple of skill challenges to decipher the writing on the walls or whatever to get the answer to the riddle, then I'll run one of these guys for sure. But until then, they're just have a special place in my heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost love the idea of like not creating not a riddle so much, or maybe somewhat of a riddle, but like just really try to find a way to utilize a whole room or even a whole dungeon to solve maybe a riddle. Something really create some space in it, some literal physical space into it. I recall
the whole dungeon's in the shape of a question mark or something.
Yeah, something like that. I recall a live stream. I didn't have the chance to watch the whole way through, but it was there's a fellow named DM Charlie who has his own company. Who I've mentioned to you before, James. Off mic.
I'm familiar with Charlie.
Yeah, and he does. He runs a company that does paid games with like very professional GMs. They have a very very specific vetting process and stuff like that, and they do their best to produce extremely quality experiences for their price. And I remember he does regular live streams of like just him creating ideas for campaigns and stuff like that. And one of them was him trying to like recreate a puzzle from like the Uncharted video game series, but to make it work in a tabletop setting. And it was like really cool because it was like, okay, how do we use the physical environment without having the physical environment? So like really creative stuff to and he was like just bantering with the live stream audience and coming up with ideas, and it's really really neat. So yeah, I mean, riddles going that far, it'd be hard, but it would certainly be fun.
Yeah, I think so. And if you guys don't know DM Charlie, check him out, especially if you're looking for a game and you willing to pay for it. He seems by all accounts to be a good dude. I've never met him personally, but a lot of love for him in the Vancouver community.
Yeah, I've chatted him with a few times, and he's got a high standard for. They don't just bring anyone in to charge money. They have a standard they want to set, and they're not really interested in making a whole bunch. They're just interested in having their time compensated but like creating a really good experience. So they have this sort of this middling standard that's between those things, and it's really 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 great, I think.
Nice. That's awesome. But what about you out there in Encounter This Land? Do you guys have any stories of Sphinxes? Any riddles you love that you would you think would translate well to D&D 5e? You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at EncounterPod, or Instagram at encounter.pod if you want to check out some of our other Greek mythology episodes, which honestly feels like all of them. But our most recent one being the Minotaur. You can find all of them on our website at encounterthis.ca. And if you really like this episode and you want to choose a creature and force us to run, maybe you want to know more about the Draco Sphinx from 2E, You can find all of that information on patreon.com/encounterpod. And for $10 a month, I will happily write a Draco Sphinx-centric episode. I mean, happily might be a stretch, but I will definitely do it. And if $10 is too rich for your blood, and yeah, exactly. And if $10 is too rich for your blood, and you still wanna help support us, for $5 a month, you get a handwritten thank you letter and some goodies, as well as access to the show notes for the documents we use to put these episodes together. There are some fun links and spelling and garbage pronunciation guides and the like, and that will also get you access to our private Discord, where you can chat with us anytime, day or night. We got a lot of great listeners over there who tell us stories about their shows.
We're chatting all the time.
We just had one of our subscribers tell us all about his Remoraz encounter.
Yeah,
and stuff like that just warms our heart. We love seeing it and love hearing about it and communicating and problem solving. Like, our Discord is essentially just this whole homebrew section of the show, but just over there all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to have the little crew we have just like constantly communicating. It's really rewarding. It's super fun.
Yeah, it makes it feel like we're actually doing something good in the world, as opposed to just getting drunk talking about dumb shit.
which is good enough for us.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining. This is the greatest job in the world.
Job, air quotes.
Yeah. Big
Well,
old air quotes.
let me ask you a question, James. How do you think this episode went?
Long, I think, would be the operative word.
I think so too.
Oh God. I was really hoping that was going to be a Sphinxes joke, but I'll take it.
Oh, this door is really springing up its Sphinxes.
I can feel my Sphinx tightening at these jokes. Yes, listeners, same root word as sphincter. Okay, I gotta call an ambulance because I think Freeman's dying over there. But we will. You'll hear from us again in 2 weeks for whatever garbage creature he's gonna do. But we can guarantee you it won't be this long.
Oh God, yeah, I'm lazy these days.
Thanks for listening, and we appreciate you guys.
Oh,
Catch you soon.